All right, TikTok. This is for entertainment purposes only.
Only.
Now, check it. We're in 2024 right now. And over the radio, I heard that the primaries are taking place. Now, is this the primaries for presidential and just presidential? Is this primaries for presidential, senator election, mayor election, governor election, that kind of election? Because I'm intrigued as to the wordage and the verbiage that was used when they talk about the states in the primary of the state to then bring in DC as DC state. And we all know, well, I do, at least through my personal experience thus far, that DC in its district as this or district is zoned out in DC as the nation's capital. The nation of what? Well, the United States, the United 52, or what is it now, like 54, 50. So we have like Virgin Islands and things like that, a part of the states, but all divisioned out. So when they say the primaries for DC is coming in June, what is DC voting? Because in 2022, I declared a candidacy, a declaration into being a candidate for the mayor's position of DC without it being a state whatsoever, and then a state within your little cities to jurisdict a mayor. But yet there was a Mayor Bowser since 2012 elected. So wouldn't that bring 2020 into her 8-year term, her 4 and 4 2-term elections to be 2020? So I'm declaring a candidacy in a few of us in 2022 at the DC Board of Elections. So what's 2 years out now that was just in 2022 that's being voted on in 2024 besides that of the presidency, which 2020 to 2024, of course, but why were we holding elections in 2022 for a mayor's position in DC? And that I was signed, sealed, approved, and all through the DC Board of Elections to run in 2022 for the mayor's position. But of course, the DOJ ended up issuing a warrant for me, to which the MPD acted on a month and a half later. So February 22nd, 2022, I issue my declaration. By February 23rd, 2022, DC DOJ is issuing a warrant for my arrest. And by March 31st, 2022, 6 officers are entering into my unit to arrest me on assault on a KK. That turned into sexual assault when I ended up at the barracks. That then ended up getting dropped through whoever KK is, that of which I never saw, heard, spoke to. But their attorney, that was Attorney Hyde, was seeking all of these things for me to leave my house, my home, to have these register of sexual assaults, like everything. And then the judge had actually put me on 6 months probationary judgment for it, that I had to call and check in for 6 months, during the which I was running for the mayor, collecting signatures that I was told I needed 4,000 or 3,000 signatures in order to move my self-declared nominated name to the ballots. And by June 14th, 2022, I had to have my either $40,000 or 4,000 signatures from DC residents on my petitions. And while outside in March and after being arrested, I'm collecting my signatures only to be shown the ballot by a lady who came up to me and said, "Oh, good gracious, girl, what are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I'm running for the mayor. I declared myself a position to try to candidate for the mayor. And I know I have no mayor experience, but I don't think really politicians in a political field need to have the experience as long as you have the common sense to go along with the logics of what it is concurring. Okay. And so she says, well, my dear, we already voted. See? And she shows me the ballot. And so mail in, mail out ballots received with names already on it for the DC mayor. And one of the names that is on there is Muriel Bowser in 2022. Now we're in 2024. How is DC deputized a mayor in 2 years of a different name? And then now some Sharon or Sherry or something is now considered to be a mayor of DC. What is DC Mayor Bowser doing, and what did she do? What has she done? Literally, from 2012 even to 2020, when her term of her 2 terms would have been up, null and nil, but it wasn't. It was coverted, operated into her another 2 years to the 2 now, today, to 2024, to coming into and repositioning the elections back up to where 2022, I'm initiating my campaign to run for a mayor of a district. This trick or your trick, I don't know.